What's up, everybody? That's right. Once again, Totally Local Podcast Live. Colorful characters, local businesses, and entrepreneurs in and around the Jersey Shore area. Where are we? We're in the best named town in Monmouth and Ocean County. What's better than Point Pleasant? Whoever came up with that name is a friggin' genius. Happy holidays, people. Merry Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays. I don't know if I've missed any that are out there, but whatever. It's the time to give, and it's the time to live, and we're out doing our stuff here. And like I said, we're in Point Pleasant. We're at the B2 Bistro in Point Pleasant.
Whoa.
Come on, Aaron, every single time.
It's my first day.
He loves
every single time.
He always reminds me he's here. Aaron Levine, LG Insurance, how you doing, man?
It's good.
All right,
it's good. I'm doing great.
Good.
I'm doing great.
You made it
I'm
through
so
all
happy.
the snow that melted.
Oh, look, Amanda has some cocktails.
Cocktails?
Because it is a happy hour edition.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
Russell,
you
B2
doing?
Bistro, how's it going?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Well, thank you for having us. I see you have your outdoor bubbles are inside today because of the crazy storm yesterday, blowing all around. I am happily, pleasantly surprised that we've reserved the upstairs private studio so we don't disrupt any of your lovely guests. But we're upstairs, chilling, and I'm so happy to see that is this considered downtown Point Pleasant where we're at right now?
This is downtown Point Pleasant Beach.
What's Point Pleasant, Point Pleasant Beach? They're two different things?
Point Pleasant Borough, Point Pleasant Beach.
Oh man, see that's like Neptune Township, Neptune City.
And Ocean Grove.
Google always gets that wrong. I've written to Google about that a couple times. I'm like, this is Neptune Township, my friend. This is not Neptune City. Anyway, Point Pleasant Beach, beautiful. People are all around. They're walking around. They're buying holiday gifts, I presume. They're eating wonderful food like you get here. They're having wonderful drinks. What did you bring us in? What are all these? What do we got? You're not gonna say anything? You're gonna.
Sure.
Gotcha.
I do have
Gotcha,
the cheat.
Russell.
I have the cheat sheet. I have the cheat sheet. We'll let her be off the hook for.
Ah,
for
you're
now.
no fun.
We'll let her do.
Ming,
gonna
a Shared
join us
Universe
later.
podcast studio, of course, bringing it to you live in full effect.
Is that the blood orange or is
That
mine
is the blood orange. I swapped yours. Sorry.
Oh, that's the tequila.
Yeah.
You didn't touch it. All right, so give me my tequila back.
I didn't drink it yet.
So this is the blood orange margarita. Russell has the chai spiced old fashioned.
Mm-hmm.
Yours is the gin, time for a bee's knees. And Ming, you have a very
Put it over
merry
here.
martini. The green.
A
the
very
green
merry
king.
martini.
The green one over here, Ming. You have to come and get it. Well, cheers. Happy holidays.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Nice to see you. Russell,
Cheers.
nice to see you.
Thank you, Russell.
Ming,
Cheers.
Amanda, thank you for allowing us to be here.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Don't
Don't want to
spill
spill it. Oh man. Oh yeah. Thank you so much. This is beautiful.
I
This
needed
tastes
that.
great. It tastes as good as it looks. Look at that.
These are our winter drinks. We change the drink menu 3 or 4 times a year, so this is brand new for the holidays and for the winter season.
These are great. They're perfect. You really don't think about that stuff, but once you kind of sit down, it's cold out. These are a good. Makes me feel like I'm surrounded by pine cones and reindeer
and sitting in front of a fireplace or
yeah,
something like that.
exactly. It's a little hot. Can't lie, but it's okay.
Just start sweating.
Yeah, maybe.
all
It
right.
might. It's happened
This'll keep
before.
you
It'll
cool.
happen
This'll
again.
keep you cool.
Russell, what brought you down to Point Pleasant Beach? What brought the B2 to PB? What are we doing?
Well, we
here?
started out in Red Bank with the B2 Bistro over on Shrewsbury Avenue, and we've been there for about 6 years now. And this opportunity came up, and my wife actually decided to spread the concept out, and we found this location, and the concept has kind of grown from there. This was our second location.
So is your wife kind of the planner, the one that's kind of controlling where these things are happening, and then how does that all work?
She's the owner, and
Oh.
and I work with her on
Oh, it's perfect.
picking the locations and developing the concept.
How long you've been married for?
23 years.
Yeah, correct. That's amazing that you two can work together in a harmonious, peaceful way to open.
Pretty amazing. I agree with you.
I mean, to open up one, it's like, okay, yeah, we're doing it. This is great, and then to be like, all right, let's do 2, and then just to keep going. You've found a formula that obviously works not only in your relationship but also in business. So
Yeah, and there's a different group of owners for all the restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
but some similarities in those, and there's a managing partner in that also helps, Stephen Valentine. So we do.
Steve
so
out
far,
fishing.
So well.
Where's Steve today?
He's might be out fishing. Who knows?
So you guys just opened up, or are in the process of, or there is a new location in Toms River.
Toms River, about 25 minutes down the road from here. It's the
Open
old.
and operating, or
It's operating. It hasn't been renovated yet. We do plan a pretty extensive renovation there, but it's operating. It was a ground round for many years. It was a Tuscan House Bistro most recently, and we took over. I guess about a month ago now.
is it smart or crazy to open up a restaurant during a pandemic?
Well, some people would think it's crazy. I happen to take a different view at this point, where opportunities are going to be strong, and I think we have a concept that's pretty adaptable. I think it's not quote unquote a chain concept. It's hopefully we're local restaurants. They're all a little different with what we do, and we're going to make a go of it.
Love it. I love
great,
it.
yeah.
I took my team out to lunch in Red Bank last week. We had a great holiday lunch. We started out as a reservation for 8 and then dwindled down to 5 by the time we got there for various reasons. But we had a fantastic lunch in Red Bank. I mean, the food came out awesome, and my tequila glass was never empty. So the Uber works. You wear a mask in the Uber. So
Perfect.
it's all
Where is
it's all good.
Where's the Red Band one? Where's it? Is it on Broad Street, Front Street? Where's it?
Shrewsbury
located?
Avenue.
Shrewsbury Avenue. Okay, cool. All right, perfect.
Kind of the west side of town.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
So all the restaurants have their own logos. In Red Bank, we say West Side, Best Side. In Point Pleasant, it's
Better at the beach.
Better at the Beach. We have the restaurant in North Brunswick, which, speaking of the situation that we're in, we finished the renovation, I think, on March 8th, about a week before COVID struck. But it's a beautiful property on a lake, and we love it on the lake in North Brunswick. And out in West Reading, we kind of tagged off of Red Bank, West Side, Best Side of West Reading, Pennsylvania. And Toms River, we have to come up with something. We haven't done that yet.
We'll have to think contest, people. Come up
There you
with
go.
it. Win a gift certificate supplied by myself for the B2 Bistro, Point Pleasant. They need a tagline. Get on it, people. I wanted to shout out some local shopping stores. I wanted people to kind of, put it out there. What are some local places to go? I kind of put it up late. I don't know if anyone saw it, and now I don't have my phone because I'm recording this on Instagram Live. So leave some comments if there's any places. We'll put it on the next one. I'll share it on social media. I think it's important for people to support local business. Go buy some stuff. I think Amazon has gotten enough of our money this year. The other day I was driving home. I needed some toothpaste, and I was just like, oh man, I'm driving home. Like, if I order from Amazon, I'll take 2. I'm like, wait a second, Andrew, just go into the store. Just go into a store and buy the toothpaste. You don't have to buy it from Amazon. So that's what I did. I survived. I went into a CVS and boom.
But you look at these small towns. Look at Point Pleasant Beach. Look at Red Bank. There's a lot of cars that are parked, and a lot of people out walking and shopping and doing what they're going to do. So it's great to see, especially after a snowstorm. Even though down here there is no snow, you go over the bridge to Point, and the snow just disappears. But further north, I mean, Red Bank's been booming. There's people all over the place
That's
all
cool.
the time in Red Bank.
That's good. Good to hear. I'm glad. I'm glad I survived. Glad I'm here today. I was driving from up from Old Bridge coming down to my beautiful home, my beautiful wife, and my beautiful child, and I didn't really believe. People were like, "Oh, snowstorm," and whenever I hear that, because I'm a trained meteorologist, I was like, "Yes, it's gonna happen. State of emergency, whatever, Murphy. I don't want to hear it." And I'm driving, and I'm like, "It's coming down a little bit." So I was like, "All right, I won't go on the Parkway because there's crazy people on the Parkway. I'll take 34. I'm driving down 34. I'm like, there's no plows. And, I'm in my little Kia, and it starts to swerve a little bit. So people that were behind me getting a little aggressively close, they were like, oh, okay, he's not going to make it, so we better pull off a little bit. So then I'm like, all right, I'll make it to 18. It'll be fine, 18. My tax dollars at work, they're got to be plowing up. No, it was just me in a long line of people going 20 miles an hour because I was not risking it. I was not going to try to. I saw, cars spun out on the side of the road,
So you didn't believe Murphy in the state of emergency?
I didn't believe our governor, and I'm so sorry. I'm ashamed of myself. I was wrong this time, but I expected to wake up to a snowpocalypse, and it's just it's all gone.
Yeah, but if you go north, they got the snowpocalypse.
North Jersey?
North Jersey and New York and Vermont. I heard stories of 30 and 40 inches of snow up into the mountain regions. In North Jersey, 12 inches of snow in some spots.
Yeah, but I'm totally local. I don't care about that. We're here.
In North Brunswick, we actually wound up having to close because there was about 8 inches of snow. Out in Pennsylvania, we wound up having to, the governor closed us, so I guess we're
You're closed anyway.
closed anyway for the most part. But they had about a foot. And then here in Point Pleasant and Toms River, there was nothing.
So is PA
Red Bank had a
closed, period? Or just takeout only? What's going on in PA?
PA is indoor dining is closed supposedly until to June 4th.
It's out of control.
It's open for takeout, and we are installing a tent because, you can't sit inside, but you could sit in an outside structure that's heated. So, this year has caused a lot of ingenuity on all restaurant parts on how to survive, because it really just is a matter of surviving. As you see here in Point Pleasant, I don't know if you can see, but we have these igloos for our top deck, to 25% capacity. We spread the tables out and try to do the right thing. But Pennsylvania next, they managed to pick the 3 of the busiest weeks of the year to close, so it's quite the kick in the behind.
My family and I were supposed to go to Philly for Thanksgiving, just the 4 of us. We had a hotel booked, and then when he shut indoor dining down I think the mayor did it first in Philly, and then he closed booze on Thanksgiving Eve at like 5 o'clock.
Yeah, how about that on like Monday?
We
you
canceled
canceled
our
liquor
trip
after 4:30 on Wednesday.
We had to cancel our vacation. We couldn't go. We couldn't go away even to Philly, and we can't go outside of our region.
Mm-hmm.
Can't go to Vermont. Can't go to Maine. Can't go anywhere else safely and legally, so my kids can get back in school the next day. But we couldn't go to Philly either.
So did you have a snow day? Did they make you shut off the Zoom classroom for the snow day? How does that work?
My kids have been in school.
Oh.
My kids are in private school. They're in school full time. So they both had a snow day, and we were lucky enough to find a babysitter so that I can
This is important.
so I can come to work.
Yeah, this is an important important part of the whole business structure, really. So. With that in mind and things that are going on, what are your plans? For New Year's, for what are you doing this year?
We're staying put.
That's it.
There's not much to do. We tried to look to go to Crystal Springs, go up to Vernon, stay in state. We may try to do some day trips because the kids are off next week, but. We'll hit some good restaurants because we do the 4 o'clock early bird because my kids are 2 and 5. I plan on working all week. It's a good week to get a lot of work done. It's not too busy with the phones ringing.
Everything's slowing down.
My staff didn't get a snow day today because they're all remote, work from home. So
they wanted to work from home. Well, guess
there
what?
was no excuse to I can't get to work today because there's too much snow. It's so everybody's full on today. So I don't feel bad about it either, not one bit. And if you're watching. Sorry.
If they're watching, they should have come down
drinks
here.
On drinks on
drink.
me.
Yeah.
Drinks on me. More than happy to buy drinks.
So what was the one you opened up in March was the New Brunswick?
North
Brunswick one, and then when did you decide to say okay, Toms River? When was that kind of set in motion?
Toms River actually had been in works prior to us finishing the renovation in North Brunswick, and it had gotten delayed for quite a while. But we were able to get it closed about a month ago, in the middle of November, and we took a week to kind of implement our menu and train our new staff, and we're continuing to operate down there.
How is the community, Toms River? It's a very large, small town. Epic shouts to, I know there's a lot of people out there. Angelo Gingerelli has roots in Toms River. They're a friendly bunch. It's the South. Let's be honest. It's Ocean County, which is okay, guys. It's fine. People are going down there now. Populations are exploding, and people are going south. They're going to Toms River. How has the community been down there and inviting you guys in? Are they happy to see it?
Yeah, the Toms River community is fantastic. It's actually Point Pleasant is also Ocean County, so it's our second restaurant in Ocean County.
I didn't know it was Ocean County.
They've treated us very well.
Just say yes.
That's great.
And I guess we'll find out when we submit our plans for the renovation, probably in the next couple of weeks. We'll see how they respond to that, but it should be they should welcome it with open arms. It's going to be a beautiful restaurant when we're done.
That's great.
So who decides the menu? Each restaurant has a little bit of its own flair.
Yeah, so the way the concept is designed, and Red Bank was the start of all of this, and we have certain standards when it comes to our hamburger and our wood-burning pizza oven. And there's a few other items that are standard from restaurant to restaurant, but they're all chef-driven restaurants, quote-unquote our version of celebrity chefs. And they develop their own menus. But the idea is the same. It's all farm to table, seasonal products being used on the sets of the items, and that's how we do it. And that's how hopefully we can continue to do it.
Was the fireplace lovely outside? Was that was here? Did you guys build that out there?
No, we built that.
That's beautiful.
We built that. We redid that whole outside deck and put the fireplace in, and that whole column actually. And all of Red Bank started this, and that's kind of the mothership. But all of the other restaurants are fairly large. They all offer private catering or banquet or party space. They're all about the same square footage, and that's kind of the formula we're going to look to go ahead. So it would be a la carte, parties, and some outside space. North Brunswick's on a beautiful lake. It's remarkable actually when you think about Central Jersey. You don't think of beautiful outside lakes, but it's a tremendous place, Lake Farrington, and obviously here we're a mile from the ocean, and out in Reading, West Reading, it's one of the old fabric mills, and we used the infrastructure that was there, so it's a really unique place with a beautiful outside patio.
Where is West Reading?
It's by Reading. I don't know why I'm missing.
And where
By
is Reading?
It's east of Reading.
I go that way.
West of
West.
East
Keep
Reading.
going west.
Yes.
It's probably in the middle between Philadelphia and Harrisburg.
Is that like
right in the
Pennsylvania Turnpike and just keep going?
middle. Keep going.
Wow.
It's a fun ride out there.
I'm sure.
Not
I'm
really.
sure it is.
So is this usually, you could rent this room, the second floor, for parties usually in a normal?
You could rent this space. We also have what we call a PDR, private dining room, and pretty much all the restaurants, including Red Bank, that I think here we fit about, what was it, Amanda, 29?
18 to 21.
About 21
Nice.
people. Red Bank, I think our private dining room fits about 15 or 16. We have one in North Brunswick that sits about 35 maybe, and we have another one in Reading, probably get up to 60. But all of those places also have private banquet rooms as well.
It's awesome.
So where did you get your start in the restaurant business? It's such a it's a fast-paced kind of service industry where you have to really pay attention to making sure that all the pieces are moving kind of in sync, and it's a difficult thing, and I've seen businesses attempt to do it successfully, some not so successfully. Obviously people come from all different kinds of backgrounds. It really depends on either you're hiring the right people or you are the right people. So where did this start? Where did you start with the whole restaurant?
So I started in the restaurant business as a 15-year-old dishwasher,
Oh, nice.
literally.
Oh.
And I stayed with the same company for
And they feed us too.
35 years. And I did every position, along with Sandy as well. But I did every position that's conceivable in a restaurant, from server to back server to bartender to cook to sous chef to manager to district manager and all the way up to president. And opened up probably about 60 or so restaurants before B2.
Wow.
And so B2 is it's a new adventure. Like it much better. I just don't have to report to a lot more people. But I think we have a good formula. And you're right. It's all about the people, your employees, your management, and that's where everybody fails. You have to take care of them, and they ultimately make you successful. That's why Amanda's worth her weight in gold.
All right, yeah. Amanda, thank you for bringing all this the charcuterie, the pizza. It all looks. What was the gorgonzola with the
Roasted fire roasted beets.
Ah, yes, beets, prepared in a way that I think is acceptable for myself to eat. I'm usually not a fan of the beet, but I can take this. So, With opening up restaurants, obviously you're a local business in more locations than one. You're an entrepreneur for opening these up. Is there any kind of advice, like people out there, they're thinking they can open up a restaurant, Johnny Hot Spots down in wherever they want to open, Atlantic Highlands, Monmouth County, Ocean County, wherever they want to be. Is there any kind of without giving away your secret sauce, obviously, but what would be some kind of recommendations or things that you've learned along the way, some pitfalls to avoid for people?
The biggest pitfall is when you develop your business plan, you have to be very realistic or even pessimistic when you're figuring out what your sales volume is going to be, because that's the key. Because once you understand what your sales volume is going to be, and if you understand what your concept is, what your cost structure is, then you could factor in what the cost of the real estate, either if it's rent or if you purchase it, or mortgage payment, what that's going to be, and whatever formula that you want to work on, you'll be able to figure out if it's going to make sense or not.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people get in love with their individual concepts. They overpay for their leases, or their fixed costs are too high. They don't do the sales that they wishfully thought they were going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I really believe that's why a lot of restaurants fail. So you have to be very disciplined in how you structure your business.
So you got to really start off passionate, but then at some point you got to do the math.
You got to do the math, and you got to be realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You have to understand if this location, based on your concept and what you're going to do and how you're going to market it, is going to do $1 million or $6 million. You have to be close on that expectation.
Don't forget, you need a really good insurance guy in the background. Just saying,
What?
So I'm going to change places with Amanda.
Okay.
Oh, good. I can't wait to hear from Amanda about what we've got in front of us right now.
Come join us.
Oh, she brought the menu
Oh, I
to
have another drink.
really dig into it.
Another
I
drink.
saw you were empty.
That's true service right there. That's
Wow,
true service.
that's amazing. All right,
you
now
don't want this empty
we
glass.
heard from one of the higher ups here. We want to know now the honest truth. Is Russell, like, is he just, how is he to work? Is he too much sometimes? Tell
Not at
us.
all.
No?
He's a great person to work for.
Okay. What
Yeah.
makes him better than the horrible bosses you've had in the past?
I don't think I've really had many horrible bosses.
Wow, she's good.
But
I'm throwing the curveballs, and she's just.
I mean, Russell can be a little scary, but once you get to know him and you take that scariness and work with it, then it's perfect.
And
He's
it's
a great
Sandy
person
who
to work
signs the
for.
checks anyway. So
So,
Yes.
are you from this area? Are you from Monmouth Ocean County?
Tom's River.
Oh, you
Born
are.
and raised.
Oh, so this is what
Yeah.
I'm talking about here. Characters from Tom's River coming up, letting it be known, letting it be seen. As far as opening up in Tom's River, were you was that your suggestion? Was that your idea? Let us know.
No, but
Okay.
I could take credit for it.
Okay, perfect. That's what we want.
No, it wasn't my idea, but it is a great spot.
Uh-huh.
Growing up there, we went to the Ground Round all the time.
Mm-hmm.
My brother's engagement rehearsal dinner was at the Tuscan House. His baby was baptized there. Like,
Wow.
it's a local family place.
Uh-huh.
So it is a great location. I think it's going to be. I'm a little nervous. I like to be number one, and I'm a little nervous about Tom's River now.
So, when did you start? Really, what was your start in the service industry? It's not. I was a busboy at one point in my life when I was younger, believe it or not, and I was fired because I wasn't very good at it. And you really have to be on top of your game.
I mean, a
And
busboy, all you have to do is clear the dirty dishes.
exactly, I was not built for busboy. I wasn't built, I guess, for the service industry. I talk too much, as you could probably tell. And it's perfect for podcasting. It's not so much when people just want you to take the plates and get the hell out of the way. So what was your start in the service industry, and kind of what have you learned along the way?
I started as a server at a breakfast joint.
Uh-huh.
And then I went to another bigger restaurant, and I was the salad girl, then hostess, then server. So I kind of climbed the ladders there.
Has there been places that you've worked? You don't have to name them, but if you want to, that'd be awesome. But has there been places you've worked before where they were really like taskmasters? They were very kind of grumpy at certain times, and it just wasn't the right fit. Where you just kind of couldn't work with them. It wasn't a good working relationship, and then that restaurant failed in the end, and you were happy about it.
No.
Oh.
Nowhere that I worked, I have not liked.
So are you the person
But
that like? Okay. Well.
I did work at a place that I worked for just a holiday season,
Oh,
and
yeah,
then they
the
did
dirt?
close. But
'Cause
he
you
was,
left.
and he was mean.
Yeah.
Maybe because I left.
Yeah, probably.
But that was a very, very, very long time ago.
Did you? So you were doing it was like a seasonal thing, but then you were just like this this is horrible. I got to get out of here. Or
No, I had 2 jobs, so I just chose the other one to make full time.
That makes sense. I like
Yeah.
that. So, as far as being in the industry, you really have to, because
Love it.
you have to love it,
You
right?
have to love it.
Because
If you don't love it, then it sucks.
some people, the customer is supposed to be always right, but sometimes they're just
You
horrible.
make them
horrible
think
people.
they're right. There's a science.
Oh,
Boom.
now we're getting into the psychology. of it.
So how do you go like what if you get Peter Picky Pants sitting down? He's like, oh, it's too hot, it's too cold. It's like, listen, Goldilocks, just eat your food. What do you say to them so that you kind of smooth it out and make sure that
You
everybody's
just
happy?
talk with them and bullshit, change the subject, make them laugh, and then they forget what they were complaining about.
Oh, perfect! Wow,
It's customer service 101.
Yeah.
that's right.
You know.
That's great.
They're right. You have to make they're right. Always.
Sometimes they're just unhappy. Maybe something, maybe their
We
shoes
can't
are too
please
tight.
everybody, but
Uh-huh.
we try, and I
Alright.
think we do.
So how long
Most of
have
the
you have you worked with Russell at other places, or is the B2 the first place that you've?
B2. First
And what how long have you been here for?
Since the beginning.
Oh, really?
Since November 17, I guess. Yeah.
Oh.
I came with the building. I was here when they bought it.
I'm a fixture.
Yeah.
Perfect. So,
I just came with it.
what was it like? Obviously being in the service industry, it's just so many. It's like beyond a full-time job. It just seems like there's just hours upon hours and stress upon stress, and it's not just like you're doing one thing. You're kind of spinning a lot of plates, pun intended. When you're here, when you're doing the work. So what was it like when all the the pandemic and the craziness were going on? Like, what was it like kind of transitioning into, okay, things are going to shift, what the hell's going to happen? Like, what
It was hard. I don't like change, so it was hard, but it was a lot.
So what were how did you kind of mentally prepare, or what did you do to kind of hunker down and deal?
I just did it. You just had to do it.
Man.
I bitched out loud a lot, but I did what I had to do, and we got it done.
That's a
And
beautiful thing.
It all worked out.
Wow.
Yeah.
You should be a motivational. It all worked out.
It did.
Customer's always right.
It did.
You should be going around giving tours.
But
Like,
in the background, I'm yelling and screaming and stressing out, but
what's it like with
in the end, it all works out.
We've had chefs on the show before. I know some chefs. They're very interesting, yet interesting people. Let's say. What's it like with the chefs at the B2? Is there like a head chef, a head guy, and then there's other ones? How does that even work? That structure? Is there just one dude chefing, and then everyone else is like sub chefing?
Yes, here we have one chefing.
Okay.
And then we have chefings under him. Yes.
Okay.
You talk
All
about
right.
chefing like you talk about sport ball.
I don't,
Andrew is
Yeah.
our chef here, and
Oh.
he's wonderful.
Oh,
He
that's
is.
perfect. That's wonderful. And
Yes.
and as far as the seasonal menus go, how far in advance do you have to really think about? Like, you can't just be like, oh, it's we're gonna change the menu tomorrow. Like, how many months, how many weeks, how many years go into changing the?
Well, not years.
Okay, that's good. Just checking. You never know.
I
Be prepared.
think like about October he'll start thinking about it, and we'll change it like right around Thanksgiving, or I think we changed it the first week of December this year. And then for spring, he'll probably start thinking about it February, March, and then we'll change right after that.
Is it obviously the chef is doing the major chefing, the
Yes.
chefiocity, the chefology that goes into it is controlled by the head chef. But like, do you get to put your feedback in if you're just like, there's too much
do.
gorgonzola in this?
Yeah,
What do you do?
I definitely share my opinions.
To get the gorgonzola just right, which is what we
Yes.
have right here.
Can we ask Amanda what we're about to consume
Oh, yeah.
as soon as we
Yes.
stop rolling tape over here, because I'm just salivating over this
Yeah.
Dig in.
charcuterie
That's
here.
the charcuterie board. We didn't have one for the fall menu, but it was highly requested. So we had an antipasto, which was a little different.
What are the cheeses on here? What do we have?
That is the I believe a gorgonzola and
How about that?
manchego, I believe, which is one of my favorite cheeses. The cheeses changes. The cheeses change.
The cheeses changes.
The cheeses
cheeses
changes. Weekly,
Nice.
daily, kind of like he'll whatever we have on special, and then lots of cross utilization of our food.
Cross utilization. I love
Yeah.
that.
Beautiful.
Can't waste.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Fire roasted beets here in the middle.
Healthy.
Yeah, I don't know about the. I'm gonna. This looks
Said you like
delicious.
beets.
No, I do. I like gorgonzola.
You
I like
chose this dish.
I like beets.
everything else you
like
said on it. It sounds good, and then the beets
I
kind of
I kind of slurred the beets, so I'm
Yeah.
like gorgonzola
yeah.
beets and
I heard gorgonzola and walnuts and,
And
stuff,
honey
and
and
I was
walnuts.
like, oh, that sounds
They're
good.
cool.
It's delicious.
and it's
You're gonna
purple
love
and it's
it.
colorful.
It's
and
beets. It's not like any.
let's get some good pictures of it.
This looks delicious. It's prepared. It's like
It's good for you.
beets are kind of
It's
like
fire roasted in our pizza oven.
that sounds. See,
Okay.
that's but all of those things are surrounding the beets. It's like potatoes.
Yes.
Like potatoes. A potato's a potato, but it's what you do to the potato that makes the potato
Yes,
special.
you will love these beets.
I'm sure I will.
And they're good for you.
And you got salad pizza
Good
next
for
to it,
you.
so it's fine.
Yeah, salad pizza. Not really. There's meat on it.
There's prosciutto on there.
There
Oh,
is.
yes.
There's prosciutto, persimmon.
Ooh.
What's persimmon?
I knew you were going to ask that. It is a winter vegetable.
Okay.
Kind of like the tomato. I Googled it.
All right. Perfect.
And it's delicious.
Okay.
We also have it on something else on the menu this winter.
Mm-hmm.
Arugula,
Arugula.
ricotta, or however you Italians say
Arugula.
it.
I don't know. I'm married to an Italian, so I get to say it like that, but it doesn't come out as very genuine.
Yeah, and then charcuterie board has some pate on it, house made.
What is a pat? What is a pate? I'm from Highlands. I don't know. I
It's
don't know.
fancy charcuterie meat.
Okay. Perfect. Fancy
Just eat it, you'll
charcuterie.
love it.
I'm gonna eat all of it.
I don't know if that's the exact
It's
Google
not.
definition, but it's very
And then
it's
pickled
very
vegetables,
close.
which we pickle here. They don't come out of that jar you get at Costco. They're fresh pickled here.
Wait, what's pickled?
That pile of vegetables.
You pickle your own
Pickled-
vegetables.
There's some
Yes.
carrots, some cauliflower,
We pickle our own
some
vegetables. We pickle our own pickles.
radish.
Oh, really?
Yes, and they're so good.
Are they? My wife
Yes.
loves pickles.
Yeah.
Big pickle fan.
Some,
You
I
should
see
come
some
in for dinner.
mustard seeds
Yeah,
in this
I'm-
one over here. Nice.
Yeah. So
We might have
that's that.
to. We might have to get the mother-in-law to come over, do a little babysitting, and get the hell out of the house.
You and
for
your wife
once.
can have a bubble.
Yeah.
for an
have
hour.
your own
Well ahead.
bubble.
Bubbles are highly sought off. People love them.
I'm
People
sure.
love. I've never dined. I haven't dined in a bubble yet.
It's like sitting in a see-through tent.
Is that is that
That is
is that what
exactly
it's like?
that's what it feels
because that's
like.
exactly what it looks
No,
like.
it's We're a big fan of the bubbles.
But they love
You
it.
know, but for my kids, they'd be contained in like a playpen.
Yes.
So they wouldn't be able to run too far. They wouldn't get in anybody else's way.
What do you
so
do about?
It works out. It works out great.
What do you do about that? My kid just turned 1, so I don't really have any kind of concept of what to do. But like, you go to a restaurant, maybe you could like give me some input because I'm sure you've had wild children running around the restaurant. How do you contain them? Is there some kind of like lasso device or netting that you can
Yes,
put them in?
it's an iPad.
Just throw that in front of them and then they'll sit there.
It's either a phone or an iPad is the best containment unit
I'm so,
for a child. We went out to dinner the other night. We went to Rooney's.
Love Rooney's.
Had my parents join us for our Hanukkah celebration and my dad's birthday.
Oh, combo.
We had the whole corner, so there was no other tables anywhere near us, so my kids were able to run. And my mother brought all their Hanukkah presents, so they got to open up a present. When they got bored, well, guess what? They got another present. So we just keep buying off my 5-year-old and 2-year-old,
works.
and maybe I'm a bad parent, but maybe not. I don't know. What else am I gonna do?
What do you guys think about? Not an expert in anything really, but as far as eating and podcasting, we've always stopped and then ate. But do you think we could try? I don't know, Ming. What do you think? You're an expert with this stuff. Do you think we could try to eat a little bit and then are you gonna eat anything? You're not gonna have anything?
I think you can eat and talk.
You think?
Yeah.
All
You
right,
think
all right.
We've done it before.
You act like it's
All
our
right.
first time eating
Yeah.
and talking.
Well, no. I think that
we usually have a taste and then we stop.
Yeah, well,
you
part
know.
of the beauty of going to a restaurant, and it's not just about the food. Obviously, food is a huge part of a restaurant, but part of it is the atmosphere, being able to talk, and talk with your friends and have some fun. So I think it really kind of brings a lot out of the of the situation.
do me a favor. Put a
Amanda's
piece of
checking
pizza
her
on
text
here.
messages, so you don't have
I'm
to.
working.
People
She's
are
got to book
texting
this
you.
room. People want
Always.
igloos. They want to sit in the bubbles. Why don't you put me a piece of pizza on there?
Oh,
I want to
okay.
go into the pizza first.
All right.
The melted cheese I'm going to have before I have the unmelted cheese.
We need a pizza cutter out
I
here.
need a
It's
pizza.
there. I'm just trying to be, nice.
Look at that. Service with a smile. Look at that. Can I have one too, please?
Yeah.
Salad pizza, parsimon and prosciutto. I see some olive oil and some cheese.
Could we get something for Ming? That plate?
Ming is. Oh wow.
Ming, you want
Plate
some
for
pizza?
Ming.
Ming, how's your cocktail?
Amazing. I'm just trying to not get too blottoed before.
Before the end of the.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh man, cheers! Thank you so much. Let's try this out here.
All right, so Amanda, what is the sugar rim on this blood orange margarita that I'm drinking? Because I just kind of want
It's
to.
a lot. It's lime, salt, sugar, and spicy stuff that I forgot.
What's the
It's really
what's
good.
that orange vegetable on there?
That's the persimmon.
Oh, really? Oh, it
Yeah.
is like a tomato.
But it's like a fruit too. It's like a
Well,
Sweet.
yeah.
The fruit.
It's a
little sweet.
fruitier. It's a fruitier tomato. So,
Now,
what kind of business are you doing right now? What are the waiters like texting you? Like, I'm tired. I don't want to be here. What
No,
are
they never do that. They
No,
love
people
to
want
be
to
here.
book tables. That's what they want to do.
Is that how
Always
you doing it all?
questions.
Is it like some kind of app
I can do
now?
everything from your phone now. I'm trying to look up your spicy rim because I forgot what it was. Lemon, chili, cinnamon, sugar, salt.
Remember that recipe at home.
It's on the website.
How do waiters do that? You got a table of like 20 people.
Oh, Amanda's saved.
One
Coming
last
in?
question before you go.
I won't go. Bianca can come in.
You want to come in here?
This is our star employee.
Oh, hello. Play of the month? Play of the
Employee
year?
of the year.
Thank you.
Bianca.
Okay.
So tell us what it's like. Tell us what it's like being here, working. I'm assuming there's some kind of relation going on here. But no, there's a microphone.
I'm a back server
Uh-huh.
at the restaurant. I run food. I sometimes
She
expos.
What does expo mean? Is that like you
yell
show
at the
off like?
cooks. Pretty much. Like how long for this? How long for this? Manage how what goes out 1st. Stuff like that.
Nice.
She's in charge of you getting your food.
Yes.
And what's it? Tell us
That's
honestly.
the
No one
most
will tell us.
important
What's it really like? What's it really like working here?
It's so fun. I pick up all the shifts, right?
She does.
She's our girl.
I see. So you're learning the business. You're learning how to do all this. Do you love the restaurant? Is this what you aspire to
Yes.
do?
Yes. I love
Well,
it.
then that's perfect. Wow. I wish, my dad was a bricklayer. I didn't want to do that, so I started podcasting. So that's perfect. That's great. Is there any advice? People, it's such a great job. Whether you're, you could be in the service industry, and that's your job. You could do it, part-time, feel it out. You could do it seasonal. What are some things that people, like when they're starting out, they want to be a waiter. You want to be a waiter, you go in, you don't have any experience, and then they make you like a hostess first, or they make you a busboy first, they make you do expoing or stuff like that first. What's some advice that you have for people that want to really kind of do this, but they don't really understand what it really is about? Like, what's some advice that you got for them? Don't look at her, come on. You've seen
I started out as a bus girl, and then I worked my way up to a runner, and then eventually I was an expo, and I hosted a couple times. And I think that,
You have to be willing to do everything.
yeah, and
gotta learn
you
it
have
all.
to be willing to come in early and leave late. There's no it's it's a teamwork very much, and you have to be like a server could be like, oh, I need you to grab this, and you just have to grab it. It's like. It doesn't matter, you
Have
just
you
have
seen-
to be willing to help out
Have
anywhere.
you seen people like come in and you're like, this person isn't gonna cut it? They're like, I don't need to get
Yeah.
Is that your siblings?
I've done that. I wasn't a good busser. I wasn't good, but I was a good bellboy. I was at the Molly Pitcher Inn. One of my most successful jobs I've ever had was a bellboy because I like to talk, and you can carry things and talk, and people aren't eating, so they're happy. And I made the mistake of one
Did
time.
you wear a cap?
Huh?
Did you have a
I had a
cap?
vest and a bow tie, but
All
we
right,
don't have to
all
go
right.
into. There are absolutely no pictures online at all of these.
We're going to find them.
Good luck. What I've learned from doing that? I tried to get my friend, hey man, get me a job, man, and I get him a job, and then they do a horrible. Has that ever happened to you where you've brought somebody in and been like, and then they just didn't cut it, and then it kind of looks,
I haven't personally brought anyone in that didn't cut
You've
it,
seen it
but
happen?
we've seen it happen a couple of times.
and
But we don't hold it against them.
Yeah, no,
Well, that's
it's just
good.
not meant for them.
You know,
That's
you
okay.
guys, this is too nice. We're in the South now. We're in Ocean County. You guys are so nice. I thought there'd be some kind of dirt, some kind of like hard hitting.
I mean, in the
What-
moment, it's frustrating, but then
It all works out.
it works out. Yes.
So where are you in the line of your siblings?
I'm the youngest of 7.
You're the youngest.
Yes.
And you're the only one that's working in the restaurants?
There was a point where 5 of us worked in this building specifically
Oh,
all
God,
together.
that's
It was
terrible.
I don't think it was. I don't think it was meant to be. But
So you're the last woman standing?
yes, I am. Well, they're
That's
all
good.
at college or
She who's closest to the pot gets the honey.
yeah.
Remember that. Remember that. That's one thing that my grandmother taught me. That I was always the best grandkid. I was always closest to
I'm
my
my grandma's
grandmother.
favorite too.
You always get well taken care of in that fit. How was your pizza?
The pizza was phenomenal. I want to dig into the other stuff, but I want to
Be able to keep talking.
Yeah, but I guess we don't. We could wrap it up. We don't have to keep talking. It's just that every time we do that, we did that at the windmill. We were doing the show, and then we sat down afterwards, and then we start.
Should we cut and re-roll?
I mean, we can come back. All right. Well, we're gonna cut for a little bit, and then we're gonna try coming back and see how.
We'll see how that goes.
All right. Cool.
We're gonna leave the mics on for another period of time and see what comes out of our mouths.
Perfect.